This is going to be a quick review of the new Glock 19X I just bought. This was the civilian version of the one that was submitted for the government trials. The government one did have a safety. The one they made for the civilian does not have the safety. I'm going to compare a couple of the things between a Glock 19X and a Glock 17. I do not have a Glock 19. My brother likes those. I prefer the full-size Glock 17. So one of the couple things that are different about the two guns is the frame is nearly identical except for it's shorter at the front than the Glock 17. But as far as from here to there, it's identical. These are Glock 17 mags. They will work in the Glock 19X. And then it also comes with 3 mags, a 17 and 2 more 17 with a +2 base plate. So a couple things that I see a lot of people compare these two guns, but they don't really say a whole lot about two of them that kind of I prefer. Is that on the Glock 19, it's got that texturing, which is on the Gen 5s. This is actually a Gen 4, and it has some texture, but it's nothing compared to what this has. This really grabs your hand when you hold it in your hand. So that's a good upgrade. Also, another thing I don't hear anybody talk about is the trigger. Now, these have all been safety checked prior to this video. There's no ammo in them. But when you pull the trigger on a Glock 17, at least the Gen 4 models, there's a large amount of take-up. On the new one, it's nice and firm, and there's like, it probably only goes about 1/4 of an inch. And on this one, it probably goes about 3/4 of an inch. And it also seems like it has a wall in there midway where something catches. And this one's nice and smooth. It has nothing in there that's stopping it. It's nice and smooth. And that was one of the things that they talked about in the trials, from what people have said, is that the gun had to be so accurate at like a 90% chance of hitting a target at, I think it was 50 yards. So they had to improve the trigger, and they also had to improve the barrel. So the barrel does have it's crowned. I don't know if it'll pick it up very good. But yeah, it's got some recessed crown to it, whereas the Glock 17s, they're crowned, but it's not sunken in. So you might ask yourself, why would you want to buy a $600 Glock, is what everybody has the question that they're asking. Why buy a $600 Glock 19X when you can buy any other gun? So one of the first things is these guns here, Glock 17s and all the Glocks before this one, roughly retail for about $500 to $550. That's with standard options, everything's standard. So with that, you're just getting everything standard. And you're getting 2 mags, a case, and a cleaning rod, a mag loader, and the owner's manual. Well, with the Glock 19X, for the extra $50 to $100, depending on if you can get one of these for about $500 new, this one, you're getting an extra mag, which those can go from around $30 on up, depending on where you live. You're getting 2 of these base plates, where you'd have to buy separately if you were to go with a different Glock other than this one. You're getting these back straps, which quite frankly are hokey. They are. Most people aren't going to use them. This actually doesn't have the finger grooves like the old Gen 4s, which I actually prefer these. My hand fits around it way better than those finger grooves. For some reason, the finger grooves, my fingers didn't really line up exactly on them. So yeah, and other than that, you're also getting standard metal Glock night sights. So for $50 more than what you can get a normal Glock for, you're getting all that extra right out the gate. You don't have to go buy these separate. You don't have to buy night sight separate and have somebody install them, or buy a tool to install them yourself. A couple of the things though that are different on this gun, even though it kind of takes a little bit of the frame from a Glock 17 and a Glock 19, is I found that I got this, it's a Surefire X300 weapon light. It'll fit on either one, but then when I put this one into my Safariland model specific Glock, it'll take 17, all the Glock models that are the full size ones, and it's specific for that X300. You can get them, the holsters are molded specific for the weapon light, so you have to get the actual gun, the gun model, and the weapon light model holster. Now if I put that on there, it will not go into that holster. It's either too wide up here in the front where it ends at that light rail, but something hits there and it will not go in. I also have this one here. It's inside the waistband, like a hybrid type holster. This will go into this one though. It will fit into those types of holsters perfectly well. But yeah, it just will not fit in that one. So that might be something you want to consider if you are buying this. But to be perfectly honest, I thought about just keeping this one and maybe getting rid of that one, because I like this one a lot better. I haven't shot it yet. I'm going to try to get it to the range and shoot it this weekend. A couple things I didn't say is, you guys might have seen that I have a couple things on the table here. It's a Condor. It's cheap. Most people don't like Condor. I found it works pretty good. It holds my AR-15 mags, and then my Glock mags will go in there too. This is a Gerber Prodigy 2. Kind of like that one. I like it because it's got the Molly system on there for the sheath. This I keep by my bed at nighttime. It's got a knife, the gun, the weapon light, and this here is a 511 bag, medical bag, packed with as many tourniquets and bandages that I could cram in there. Because that's another thing. I wanted a system that I could grab and go in case shit went south. I think it's a good idea to have everything, you know, laid out. You just never know. But yeah. The case you also get, I didn't mention that either as well, I will. It's the same color as the gun. It's like a coyote brown. And then this is the regular black ones that they come with. That one's an old one. I've had that Glock 17 for probably around 12 years or so. I carried it in this holster for quite some time. Even during the summer times I could get away with wearing this and putting this gun in it and just taking like a Carhartt button-up shirt and just leave it unbuttoned. And I carried that for a long time like that, full-size one. I don't think there's anything else I really got to talk about, so I think I covered just about everything that was here.